Welcome to a very special deep dive today. I am speaking directly to you, our listener.
That's right. Hello, everyone.
Today we are taking a nice deep breath and we're slowing down our pace a bit.
Yeah, a much more relaxed vibe today.
Exactly. This session is designed specifically for you to learn and practice English with us in a very comfortable, easygoing way. We are going to practice together.
That is a wonderful goal. I mean, a relaxed mind learns much faster than a stressed mind, you know?
I completely agree. So let's establish our foundation for today. We are looking at a really interesting stack of sources.
We certainly are.
We have everyday ESL medical guides, standard hospital intake forms, and real-world pharmaceutical guidelines.
Right, highly practical stuff.
Extremely practical. Our mission today is to shortcut the stress of medical visits by mastering natural, everyday English vocabulary.
Because nobody wants to be searching for words when they feel sick.
Exactly. We are skipping the complex, impossible to pronounce medical textbook jargon. We are focusing purely on the real phrases people use to get help.
And just to be perfectly clear before we begin, we are looking at language only today.
Yes, very important point.
Right. We are not giving any medical advice. Setting that boundary is crucial. We are exploring the language of healthcare, not the science of it.
Well said. Now, I have a question for you, our listener. Have you ever been sick? Maybe sitting in a waiting room, and suddenly you realize something.
Realized what?
That you were actually more worried about how to explain your sickness in English than you were about the sickness itself.
Oh, wow. That is such a powerful image, and it is an incredibly common fear, honestly.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when we are sick, we already feel physically vulnerable. Add a second language to that situation, and well, the stakes suddenly feel incredibly high.
It could feel completely overwhelming.
It really can, but mastering just a few specific phrases changes that dynamic entirely. It takes a terrifying experience and makes it manageable.
Preparedness is power, as they say. And to get that power, we are going to follow the journey of a normal medical visit today.
Step by step.
Right. So the first gatekeeper you meet is not the doctor. It is the receptionist at the clinic's front desk.
The reception desk is where everything begins.
And precision here saves you a lot of time. Let's look at a highly effective opening sentence from our sources.
Okay, imagine walking up to the desk and saying, I have an appointment at 10 with Dr. Reynolds.
That is so clear.
Let me say that one more time, slowly, for our listener. I have an appointment at 10 with Dr. Reynolds.
I love how efficient that sentence is. As an English learner, you might be tempted to just walk up and say, I am here to see a doctor.
Right, which is natural, but it leads to so many questions.
Exactly. This specific structure is brilliant because it delivers 3 essential pieces of information in one single breath.
Yes, you tell them you have a scheduled appointment, the exact time, and the specific doctor.
Right, and because you provided the schedule, the time, and the name, the receptionist does not have to ask you a series of stressful follow-up questions.
Exactly. You are immediately in their system.
So after you say that, the receptionist will usually ask for your name and your DOB. That is DOB.
Which brings up a really interesting linguistic question, actually.
Oh, what's that?
Well, in real life, do receptionists actually say the letters DOB out loud? Or do they say date of birth?
That is a great question. You will hear both, which is exactly why it is crucial to recognize the acronym.
Right.
A busy receptionist might just say, name and DOB, please. They're asking for your exact date of birth.
Because in large medical systems, names simply aren't unique enough.
No, not at all. There could be, 50 people named Maria Garcia in the hospital's computer.
Right. So the DOB is the primary tool used alongside your name to confirm your exact identity. It keeps your medical records safe.
It's also worth pointing out how we say our date of birth in English, particularly in the United States.
Oh, yes. That can be very confusing for learners.
It really can, because the U.S. puts the month first, then the day, then the year.
So if you were born on the 4th of July in 1990, how would you say it?
You would say July 4th, 1990. Getting comfortable saying your birth date in that specific order is a great thing to practice at home.
It definitely becomes muscle memory after a while.
It does. Now let's explore another very common situation at the reception desk.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Sometimes the receptionist will ask, is this your first time visiting our clinic?
Right. And if it is not your first time, our sources suggest a specific reply.
Yes. They suggest saying, I've actually been here before.
I've actually been here before. That word actually is fascinating, isn't it?
It really is. A-C-T-U-A-L-L-Y. Actually, I look at this word like a Well, like a soft linguistic cushion.
A soft cushion. I like that. How do you mean?
Well, if the receptionist incorrectly assumes it is your first visit and you just flatly say, no, I have been here before, it can sound a bit harsh to an English speaker's ear.
Yeah, it might even sound slightly confrontational.
Exactly. That is a very perceptive cultural note. English speakers, particularly in North America, often use the word actually to soften a correction.
It signals to the listener that you are politely adjusting their assumption.
Right. I've actually been here before is a gentle, polite, and completely natural way to correct the record.
Let's have our listener practice that.
Great idea. I will say it, and then I want you, the listener, to repeat it after me. Ready? I've actually been here before.
Excellent. I'm sure they did great.
Me too. Now, while we are still at the front desk, we must discuss the great gatekeeper of American healthcare.
Oh boy, insurance.
Insurance. INSURANCE. Insurance. The receptionist will almost always ask, do you have your insurance card?
Right. And insurance refers to a financial policy often provided through your employer or purchased independently that covers the costs of your medical care.
Reading through the ESL guides, the word insurance clearly trips people up.
Well, yeah, it represents a massive, highly complex financial system.
It really does. But when they ask for your insurance at the desk, they just need to know who is paying the bill.
Right. Handing them your physical card is usually all the speaking you need to do for that step.
Handing over the card is the perfect action. They will copy the details, update your file, and ask you to sit in the waiting room.
So precision at the front desk gets you through the door.
Exactly. Now, the nurse calls your name, and you walk down the hallway into the examination room.
This is where precision with the doctor actually gets you fixed.
Yes. The doctor usually walks in and opens with a very specific, very common phrase. They say, "What brings you in today?"
What brings you in today? This is a standard, expected opening.
It sounds so casual, almost like something a friend might ask you at a coffee shop.
Yeah, it is a friendly, slightly less clinical way of asking what is the problem. It invites the patient to describe their concern in their own comfortable words.
But make no mistake, the doctor is listening very closely to how you answer.
Oh, absolutely.
Our sources recommend a specific structure for your answer. For example, you might say, "I've had a sore throat for the past 3 days."
I want to highlight that last part. For the past 3 days, this describes the duration.
The duration. How long it has been happening.
Right. Duration is often one of the most critical clues a doctor uses to evaluate your body.
How so?
Well, a fever that lasts for 2 hours requires a very different medical response than a fever that has lasted for 2 weeks.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah. Establishing the timeline clearly and early helps the doctor narrow down the possibilities immediately.
So, we establish the timeline. Then, we must describe the feeling. This is where the language becomes highly visual.
Definitely. When it comes to pain, simply saying it hurts is a lost opportunity.
It really is. Imagine taking your car to a mechanic and just saying, "My car is broken."
Right. That does not give the mechanic any tools to fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is the engine smoking? Is the tire flat? You must give the doctor the right descriptive tools.
That car analogy perfectly illustrates the necessity of descriptive language. Let's break down the most useful words for pain from our sources.
Let's do it. Focusing on the imagery behind each word is so helpful.
First, we have sharp pain. Sharp.
Sharp. Think of a sharp kitchen knife.
Yes, exactly. This is a pain that is sudden, intense, and highly focused in one specific spot.
It might make you jump.
It really might. Now, the linguistic opposite of that is dull pain. Dull.
So if a knife is not sharp, it is dull.
Right. A dull pain is a lower level of pain, but it is heavy and constant. It just sits there aching and it does not easily go away.
Next is a very specific word. Throbbing pain. Throbbing. Throbbing.
Throbbing relates directly to the physical rhythm of your heartbeat. Throb, throb, throb?
It is a pain that pulses.
Yes. People very frequently use the word throbbing to describe a severe headache or a swollen finger. You can actually feel your pulse inside the pain.
Ouch. Yeah, I know that feeling. Then we have burning pain. The imagery here is quite obvious.
It feels hot, like a fire inside your body.
You might feel a burning sensation in your stomach after eating spicy food, or on your skin if you have a rash.
Finally, we look at general soreness.
Soreness is that heavy, tight, tired feeling in your muscles.
Right. Exactly. You feel sore after you exercise too much at the gym, or when your whole body aches because you have the flu.
So using these specific terms, sharp, dull, throbbing, burning, soreness, it really paints a clear picture for the doctor.
It gives them the clues they need. Oh, and there's another wonderful medical word in our sources used to describe extreme tiredness.
Ah, yes. The word is fatigued. F-A-T-I-G-U-E-D. Fatigued.
Students often ask why they cannot just say tired.
Right, why learn a new word when tired works?
Well, you can say tired, of course, but fatigued represents a medical state of being completely depleted of energy.
It is a heaviness that goes far beyond normal everyday tiredness from, a long day at work.
Exactly. It implies your body is fighting something.
Okay, so after listening to your descriptive words, the doctor will likely ask about medications you are already taking.
Yes, and we need to distinguish between two key terms here: over-the-counter and prescription.
Let's start with over-the-counter. This phrase has a very literal historical origin, doesn't it?
It really does. It literally means you can walk into a pharmacy, take the medicine off the public shelf, and buy it right over the cash register counter.
You do not need a doctor's permission.
Right. This includes basic headache pills, cough drops, and vitamins.
A prescription, however, is the exact opposite.
Yes, a prescription is a formal written authorization from a doctor. The pharmacist will not give you the medicine without that specific order.
When the doctor writes that prescription, they might give you instructions using the phrase, as needed.
As needed. That is a small phrase with a big meaning.
What does it mean for our learners?
It means you only take the medicine when the symptom is actively bothering you. You do not take it on a strict, continuous schedule.
So if the bottle says, take for pain as needed, and you have no pain on Tuesday, you do not take the pill on Tuesday.
Exactly. You only take it when the pain returns.
Fantastic. So we have named the problem, and the doctor has written the solution.
Yeah.
Now, we use our English to stay safe at the pharmacy.
The final step of the journey.
The pharmacist will often hand you a bottle and describe it as a course of medication. Let's look at that word, course.
A course usually means a path you follow from beginning to end, like a running course or a university course.
So in medicine, a course is the complete prescribed treatment period.
Right. For instance, a 10-day course of antibiotics is a path you must walk for exactly 10 days.
This brings us to what I consider the absolute golden rule of the pharmacy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The pharmacist will always emphasize this.
They will say, finish the entire course, even if you start feeling better.
The temptation to stop taking medicine when you feel healthy is strong. I mean, it's a natural human instinct.
But stopping early is genuinely dangerous, particularly with antibiotics, right?
Very dangerous. If you stop the course on day 5 because your throat stops hurting, the underlying bacteria might still be hiding deep in your system.
And by stopping early, you allow the infection to rebuild its strength.
Yes, and it often returns much worse than before.
I love to use a campfire analogy to help learners visualize this concept.
Oh, I like this one. Go ahead.
Think about a course of antibiotics, like putting out a dangerous campfire in the forest. If you pour 1 bucket of water on the fire, the big, scary orange flames will disappear.
The forest looks safe.
Exactly. You might think, the fire is out, I can go home. But underneath the gray ashes, there are still hidden, glowing red embers.
Ah, the hidden infection.
Right. If you walk away early, the wind will eventually blow, and those hidden embers will start a massive forest fire. You have to finish the job.
You must pour water on those ashes for all 10 days until the ground is completely cold.
You must finish the entire course.
That visual of the hidden embers perfectly captures the medical reality of a lingering infection. It highlights exactly why pharmacists repeat this instruction every single day.
The pharmacist will also discuss side effects with you. Side. S-I-D.
Let's break down the linguistic difference between a side effect and a warning sign.
Okay, what is the key difference?
The key is in the word side. A side effect is a secondary, unintended result of the medicine. It is not the main goal.
So a common side effect might be a mildly upset stomach or feeling a little sleepy.
Right. It is annoying, but it is expected and generally not dangerous.
A warning sign, however, means something entirely different. A warning means stop.
Exactly. The pharmacist will warn you about signs of a serious allergic reaction.
What are the common warning signs?
The 2 most common warning signs are a sudden skin rash or experiencing difficulty breathing.
Oh, well. Yeah, if you struggle to breathe, that is never just a side effect.
No, it is a severe medical event. If a warning sign appears, you must stop the medication immediately and seek urgent help.
Good to know. So up until now, we have walked through a very polite, standard medical visit, but we need to equip our listeners for the unexpected.
Yes, because sometimes polite, careful language is not enough.
When you are in severe pain or facing an emergency, you need the language of urgency and self-advocacy. You need to cut right through the politeness.
In an urgent scenario, you do not use soft cushion words like actually. You use direct, undeniable statements.
If you arrive at a hospital in severe distress, you look at the staff and say, "This is an emergency."
Or, I need to see a doctor urgently.
Let's pause and say that second phrase together, slowly, for our listener. Listen to the stress on the word urgently.
I need to see a doctor urgently.
Those phrases act as verbal alarms, don't they?
They do. The medical staff will instantly recognize that you cannot safely sit in the waiting room.
Once you are receiving urgent care, the staff will quickly ask you to quantify your pain using the pain scale.
They will ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your pain?
So 1 represents virtually no pain, right?
Correct. And 10 represents the most agonizing pain you can possibly imagine.
You reply by stating your number clearly. I am at an 8, or my pain is a 7.
This simple number system crosses all language barriers. It tells the doctor exactly how aggressive they need to be with pain relief.
Speaking of self-advocacy, doctors absolutely must know what is already inside your body before they treat you.
Yes, and we use specific grammar to express this.
To state your current medications, use the continuous tense. I'm currently taking. And then name the drug.
I'm currently taking blood pressure medicine.
And if your system is clear,
You say, I'm not currently taking any medication.
and for allergies, the preposition is very important. We say, I'm allergic to.
Yes, I'm allergic to penicillin. Or, I'm allergic to peanuts.
Providing this information immediately empowers the doctor to treat you safely without causing an accidental reaction.
Exactly.
Now, I want to address one final very common scenario. Let's say you are sitting with the doctor. You have successfully explained your symptoms,
Okay, so far so good.
but the doctor starts talking incredibly fast. They're using massive, complicated medical words, and you suddenly realize you are completely lost.
Oh, that is the worst feeling.
You have no idea what is happening to your own body. What do you do?
Well, first, remember that this happens to native English speakers every day, let alone those learning the language.
That is very true.
When this happens, you must advocate for your right to understand. Our sources provide a wonderfully polite but firm phrase for this.
What is the phrase?
Sorry, could you explain that in simpler terms?
Could you explain that in simpler terms? It takes confidence to say that. I think many people fear looking foolish,
They do. They worry the doctor will be annoyed that they have to slow down.
but it's entirely normal to feel intimidated by a doctor's education, isn't it?
It is, but I want to reassure you completely doctors want you to understand.
They really do.
They spend years learning that complex terminology, but they spend their days talking to regular people. They are completely accustomed to this request.
So there is zero shame in asking them to translate their medical jargon into everyday English.
Zero shame. It shows that you are an active, engaged participant in your own healthcare.
We have covered a wonderful amount of vocabulary today. Let's gently recap the journey we took, securing these phrases in our memory.
Good idea.
First, you arrive at the reception desk, and you clearly state your appointment and your DOB, your date of birth.
Then, inside the examination room, you tell the doctor how long you have been sick to establish the duration.
You use highly visual pain words like sharp, dull, throbbing, or burning, instead of just saying it hurts.
And you explain if you are taking any over-the-counter medications.
Next, you transition to the pharmacy to pick up your course of medication. You remember the campfire analogy, and you finish the entire course to extinguish the hidden embers of the infection.
You monitor your body carefully for any dangerous warning signs, like a rash or trouble breathing.
And finally, you know how to advocate for yourself in an emergency. You rate your pain from 1 to 10.
You clearly state, I'm allergic to your specific allergens.
And most importantly, you never hesitate to stop a doctor and ask, could you explain that in simpler terms?
Practicing these English phrases right now, out loud, in your living room or in your car, builds real muscle memory.
It really does. When you actually need these words in a high-pressure hospital environment, you won't have to search for them. They will be right there, ready to serve you.
That preparation is what transforms a terrifying medical visit into a manageable, structured process.
As we bring today's deep dive to a close, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder.
Okay, let's hear.
Today, we learned how to use the phrase, could you explain that in simpler terms, to advocate for your health inside a clinic. But consider how language is a tool to navigate the entire world.
Oh, absolutely. Language is truly a key that unlocks locked doors.
Exactly. How might having the courage to use that exact same phrase empower you in other intimidating rooms in your life?
That is a great question.
What if you were sitting across from a banker discussing a complicated loan and they are using financial jargon?
Or what if you are at an auto repair shop and the mechanic is using confusing engine terminology?
You have the right to understand the world around you, no matter what room you are sitting in. Language is your tool for empowerment. Do not be afraid to use it.
Beautifully said. Keep reviewing these phrases and your confidence will naturally grow.
Thank you so much for practicing your English with us today. Learning a new language takes immense courage, and you are doing a fantastic job.
You really are.
Keep practicing, keep speaking out loud, and remember that we are always here to help you dive deeper into the English language. We will see you next time.